Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye, and this is Faye with Floss, a YouTube channel all about cross-stitching, crafts, knitting, painting, drawing, and anything else creative I choose to do in the week. So it's been about a week and a half, I think, since my last video. So apologies for that. However, exciting news is yesterday was my 1 year Flosstubiversary. I've now been on Flosstube for a whole year, which I can't believe actually. I think I was actually wearing this top for my very first Flosstube video as well, so it's like I've come full circle. Maybe I should save this for like every year on the 8th of May and get it out again. I probably won't. But what have I learned in a year of Flosstube? I have, well, let me think. That was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? I've learnt that I'm absolutely rubbish at keeping up with sales, so I've decided I don't really do sales anymore. It's a great concept, yeah, if you enjoy that kind of thing and you're good at sticking to deadlines. But I think I quit teaching because I didn't want to stick to deadlines anymore, really. So that's why I'm not very good at sales either. So I do like to get the patterns sometimes, but I can't keep up with stitching deadlines. So yeah, sales I'm not so good at. However, over this last year, I have found so many different types of cross stitch to try. Before Flosstube, I've been a cross stitcher for years and years, but I've just been a kit stitcher and done the odd Christmas cards from Hobbycraft here and there, and never really got fully into it. But I guess with lockdown happening, and well, just prior to lockdown actually, I started getting back into the stitching. But because I had all that extra time on my hands during lockdown, I've realised how many different things there are out there, and how it isn't just a case of buying a kit and stitching a kit. There's so many other creative sparks that come from cross stitch as well. I've got a great collection now of hand dyed fabrics. I've got a mirabilia. I've learned about all the different kits you can get. So I've got a mirabilia on the go. It's not going very far at the moment. I've got a Heaven Earth design on the go. I've got a chatelaine that will get started in the summer. I've learnt about so many different styles of this, and it's great. The cross stitch community is absolutely fantastic. Like coming onto Instagram, setting up my own Insta account, chatting to people on there through the messages and through direct messaging as well. I've made loads of great friends. The knitting and stitching show is coming up in September. Is it October? No, I think it's October. Fingers crossed. And hopefully I'll be meeting Graceful Stitchery there, and Natalie Love It, Live It, Make It Yours there as well. So it'd be really nice to actually, and I'm going on a couple of retreats in October as well. It's going to be really nice to start meeting people that stitch too. Last year I was really lucky to meet another lady who lives in the London area that stitches. We met up at Hampstead and did some stitching together. So yeah, it's actually in quite a lonely time of having the pandemic and the lockdown, I've actually made so many friends this year, just online and through Flosstube and Instagram and Facebook groups. So it's actually been a really nice community to get in touch with. I find living in London is such a busy place, but even in normal times, you can still end up being quite lonely. People come and go, and like if particularly I work in a school, and many people don't stay for very long in that school because they can't afford to live in London, so you move out. So I often find that my friendship groups are just churning through all the time, and with no fault of anybody's, but just the circumstances of where you live, I think. So it's really nice to log on and have messages from friends online, even though we've not managed to meet in person yet. I'm so excited for those days to come when I can actually go out and about and meet other stitchers, particularly those that I'm getting to know really well in the online world. So yeah, that's another thing that Flosstube has brought me, is a lot of friendships. And I think the third thing it's brought me, I think 1, 2, 3, I hate selves. I've made friends. Number three, I have felt so creative over this last year, and not just the cross stitch. That was just, I mean, I'm a bit of a have a go person anyway, but the cross stitch just started me understanding different colours, different colour palettes. That's kind of moved me into a bit of embroidery. Um, then in January I took up knitting. Last autumn I started doing gouache painting, and I'm in a really nice stage at the moment where I'm just trying to hone in on my creative self and find something that I could actually carry on producing. So that's a bit deep, I know. I'm not quite sure where I'm at yet with this, but I know it's going somewhere. I really do know that I'm really finding something creative going on now, and it's joyful. It really is joyful to think that over this last year of just sharing my creativity with people, it's just helped me to find things that I'm comfortable doing and things that I enjoy as well. So, yeah, thank you for all your support over this last year. If you stuck with me from that first little rambly video where I shared all my favourite TV programmes and stuff and did the Know Your Needle Worker tag, then thank you for still being here listening to me ramble on. It's a journey, and it's been a really, really lovely year. So, you might think, come on then, Faye, if you've been doing it a year, have you got a giveaway? Well, I haven't yet, because I've got nothing to give away, to be quite frank, in my house. So I'm gonna get some treats, and then in the next video or so, I will be doing a little giveaway at the end of that. So I just need to get hold of. I'm not organised enough to shop ahead. I only just realised about 2-3 days ago that it was my Flosstubiversary. So I'm on it, don't worry. There will be a giveaway at some point. But here we are. So we've not shown any stitching yet. I've been talking for quite some time about not a lot. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm going to do some stitching, some knitting, some art, and then a little bit of haul. And let's see how far that goes. So what have I been stitching? I have worked on 3 different projects this week. Not loads on these projects, I'll be quite honest, because I've been doing a lot of other arty things, but I have done some stitching and I've got a lot planned for this week as well now. So mania plans, yeah, out the window. I just can't stick to anything. So I have picked up my lovely Randall Spangler Hade, and I love doing this, particularly in the evenings, because when all the threads are set up ready to go, you can just pick it up and start going again on it, which is really nice. So this is where I'm up to. I think I've put 100 more stitches in since last time. Can I hold that any closer? I'm not sure what the lighting is. Oh god, my grind guard's going over it as well. Not sure what the lighting's like in here. It's not great at the moment. It's like that twilight hour in your house. So somebody on Instagram is doing this in the mini size. So hers compared to mine now is about probably that much done, and it looks absolutely brilliant. So it's like I'm watching her do this head start of where mine is going to go, because mine is on regular. It's what, 89 colours, I think, 90 colours, and I didn't go for max colours, and it's going to be about 20 by 20 or something, I can't remember. It's going to be a big boy anyway. So that's where I'm at with Randall Spangler, and yeah, I really am enjoying watching this come together and come to life. So I'm going to keep going at that. Last weekend I was away in Shrewsbury, and I stuck up an Instagram post asking if anybody could send me the colour chart for this kit. Of course, once I asked, I realised that I can get the magazine through Readly, so I didn't actually need anyone's help anyway, but there we go. So I have this really cute little hedgehog to stitch, I don't know if I'm going to keep him or give him to somebody for a card, because he comes with this little backing card thing. But to be fair, he's not going anywhere for a while because in my whole time away, that was all I managed to get done. I don't even know if that's the right way up. I think it is. That's all I did. So by the time I'd worked out all these, I mean, look at this for a colour palette. I think I've got beige, light beige, pink or peaches. Then I've got brown, light brown, medium brown. I've got cream, light cream. By the time you've sorted out a palette like that, you don't want to stitch for about 6 weeks. It's like a blooming project in itself, just sorting out the palette. So yeah, I did a tiny bit and then put it down because I was doing 100 other things as well, which I am going to share with you. So that was my second little stitch. I'll probably work on that a little bit again this week. Get it done, as I say. Mania is just not even happening. I just want to stitch what I want to stitch when I want to stitch. And that's okay. And finally, my third project. So I've touched 3 things. I think that's pretty good going for me, considering it's been about a week and a half, hasn't it? So my third stitch is the amazing Bubbly by Beryl Cook. So it's a bit shiny, and this is me and my girlfriends all in my friend's hot tub in Rochdale, having a great old time. And I got this out this morning again and did a little bit more work on the champagne bottle. Priorities first, get the champagne bottle and the champagne glass done, and then I can move on to one of the women, I think. So I'm gonna get that back out later on tonight actually and do a bit more on that. And that is all my stitching for the week. So it's not loads, but it's more than nothing, isn't it? So what can you do? So why haven't you been stitching, Faye? What's going on, Faye? So partially one of the reasons I didn't do a Flosstube video this week as well, actually, is because my commute home at the moment is absolutely treacherous. They're doing roadworks everywhere where I am, and I've been stuck. As soon as I leave and get on the first bus, I'm stuck in gridlock traffic for ages. And on Thursday, the record of me getting home from my workplace, which technically should be about 45 minutes to just over an hour. Well, it's about 45 minutes in the morning because nobody wants to go to work at the time I go to work. And then by the evening, and it's downhill as well. By the time I get home, it should be, just over an hour. Thursday night took me 3.5 hours on the bus to get home, and I didn't even have my book to read. And by the time I got home, I was thinking, I could do a floss tube. No, I can't do a floss tube. So yeah, it's been quite a exhausting week because until these roadworks are clear and all these, because they put loads of blocks on because of COVID as well. I can't get anywhere. It's a nightmare. So that's why not much creativity has done, because I don't want to think about getting charts out, trying to look at things. So last weekend I went to Shrewsbury, like I said, and while I was there, I found an absolutely gorgeous wool shop. What name I can't remember. Let me see if it's in here. Oh, she gave me a tea bag as well. I forgot about that. Yes. So if you are near Shropshire, Shrewsbury, I know that there's a really nice cross-stitch shop in Oswestry that I've not managed to get to yet, called the Twisted. Is it called the Twisted Thread or the Twisted Needle? I can't remember. But this is Hooked on You, and this is down a really cute little ginnel by a Harry Potter shop called, is it called Fish Street? Yeah, number 11 Fish Street, Hooked on You. And she's got an absolutely gorgeous range of knitting wool. So now I finished the blanket, I was thinking, oh, maybe I should just start something else, maybe. And I went into the shop and managed to get hold of this beautiful yarn. Now, I've been trying to get hold of this online for a while, and this colour sells out quite quickly. And I spotted it in the shop, and I thought, you know what, I'm having that. And then I bought it, and I thought, well, what do I make with it? And it said you needed 3.5 needles. So, of course, then I went down to the haberdashers, I went down to Abercan, and I got myself, oh no, 3mm needles it is. So I got some little tiny 3mm needles, and I have started knitting a little scarf. So ignore the little hole, I've dropped a stitch, but you won't notice that in the long run, I'm sure. But look how nice the colours flow from like that really lush pink into this purpley blue, and then all the way along it's like the thread is actually variegated in itself, and then it variegates even more. So what I'm going to do with this is knit myself a tiny little scarf. So it's only, I think it's about 100 stitches. I probably dropped a few along the way as well. A tiny little scarf that'll just, when I'm wearing my denim jackets in the summer and it's getting a bit cold and chilly at the pubs, which are reopening properly next week, I'll be able to just put my little wraparound scarf on. So it's not heavy enough for winter, but it's just like a nice light summery scarf, like for those September months when it's getting a bit autumnal. So that is my new project that I've casted on. It's going to take a while, I know that. I just try and do a little bit every night. But actually, when I come back from a bad traffic jam, this is about as much as what I can cope with, thinking wise. So it's a great project for that. I do still have my other scarf to finish, my knit two purl two scarf. So I'm going to dig that out of the closet wherever it's gone and get going on that again. I haven't forgot about it. I've just been getting on with so many other projects that I just can't keep up with myself. So that was the knitting, and now onto some artwork. If you're not really interested in my artwork, that's absolutely fine. You can switch off now. I've got a little bit of cross stitch in the haul, but you can zoom forward to that if you want. Super not offended. I do call this a Flosstube channel. Thank you to those of you that commented last week. I haven't got around to replying to you because YouTube doesn't allow me to reply for some reason on my studio, so I have to do it on my phone on my other account, and I ran out of data on my phone. So anyway, but thank you for your comments. I'm going to keep calling it Flosstube for now, and maybe just specify what I'm talking about, because I'm never going to not talk about the other things that I've created. So let's see what I've done. So firstly, when I went away last weekend, which was absolutely lovely, I decided to do a little bit of scrapbooking. Oh no, but before that, a couple of weekends ago, I went to Gillespie Park, which is a really beautiful nature reserve in Holloway in North London, and saw a little clouded yellow butterfly. So I decided to sketch him on a little flower. And then last week I went to Shrewsbury, so I did some journaling. So I pulled that out of a magazine, added some bunting, oh, it's a leaflet, I think. Added some bunting to it, drew a little town landscape on it, coloured it in a bit, and did a bit of journaling in the side. And then this lady here was protesting for Extinction Republic, and she was sat right in the middle of the main road, and she stopped the bus from going any further. So when I got home, I thought I'd draw a little sketch of her shouting, "Arrest me," because nothing ever happens in some of these towns, so I thought it'd be quite fun to document the biggest drama of the weekend. And then I did a super colourful page of my shopping trip in Shrewsbury, and these little pictures around the side I cut out from a magazine, and this is children's artwork, and all these little pictures are actually hanging up as big flags in the town centre, and they just look so colourful and bright, and I saw them in this magazine and I just thought, I've got to do something with that. So I watercoloured the back of the page, did some little colourful splodges, and made like quite a childish fun page, to be honest. And then on the Sunday we did some car booting. I didn't get much cross stitchy wise, just a bit of ephemera, but then we went to Attingham Park, so I took a few pictures of flowers, with my DSLR camera, and then I've just sketched a few here and cut out a picture of the park from the National Trust Guide as well. And then on our final day there was a bit of a drama in the morning because a sheep had got loose from the field opposite my boyfriend's mum's house. So I did a little cartoon about Lola the lamb breaking free. You can see this on my Instagram page in better detail if you wanted to. I mean, it's not exactly New Yorker standard or anything, but I had a lot of fun making it, and it kind of just documented the excitement of what we saw that day. So yeah, it was a lovely weekend. The weather wasn't great. We had some nice weather on the Saturday. It was very on and off. One minute it's really sunny, next minute it's raining, and then the Monday was an absolute washout. Just poured down all day, so we had an art day, which is when I did most of this scrapbooking as well. And yeah, it was great. Really, really nice day. And whilst I was there, I think it's not quite the haul yet actually. So yesterday, as it was a bit of a washout again, I decided to do another Skillshare video and chose to do another gouache one. And this was by Katie M. Cook, and she's got 3 videos on there. I've done one of hers before, and this time it was making a bold pattern. So I chose, I'll just hide the picture for now. I chose, not like that though, quite a vibrant palette with 2 different greens, a muted yellow, a muted pink, but it's still quite a vibrant pink. I muted the purple, but it's still quite vibrant again. Turquoise, cobalt blue, and this was the indigo background. And then I used some of my photographer to choose what I wanted to use for it. And this is my finished painting. So I chose my bumblebee in the flower, a woodpecker, and then some really nice, I can't remember what the flowers are called. They're called like death drops or something. I don't know, maybe not death drops, but they're like red in real life. They're like red and white, and they droop down. They do look a bit more like bluebells on this painting. My only issue was actually it looks quite good in this light on here, but on the pictures I took, the indigo has come out super shiny, and I think it might have gone. When she sold it me in the shop yesterday, I bought it from an independent art shop, and the packaging was really old-fashioned, and I think it might be a little bit out of date. If gouache paint can go out of date, I'm not sure, and that's why it's come up a little bit streaky, though on here it doesn't look too bad. What I'm going to do is put it into Photoshop, and then I can matte the back colour a bit and make it a little bit better, and then I might actually turn it into a greetings card and send it to friends. So yeah, I was really happy with this though. It was really fun to use a limited palette because that's something I've not done before, and I do panic about colour. I never know what colour to use and what kind of palette to use, so that was a really nice thing to do. So that was my arty stuff, and that now brings me on to a haul. So when I was away last week, actually no, I'll show you my mail first. So I got my subscription from the lovely Hazel of Pretty Little Thread Keeps, and this is like my favourite one so far. You know I love a bit of nature, and this thread keep comes with a little butterfly on the pendant, and then a little butterfly charm as well with the pendant, and it also comes with the scissor keep as well, which is another little butterfly print. It's so cute. Another little butterfly print, and then if I just turn that around, it's absolutely, put it up this way. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can get it in the light. It's like teal and blue butterfly as well. So they came from Hazel. Absolutely love these. Her little subscription. So I'm collecting a few now to like go out on projects, and then eventually I'll have enough to, like, when I buy my specialist threads, to actually put them on these and organise them better. because I don't organise things ever. So that was my post, my happy mail. Most of my happy mail this month has been like ephemera and stuff like that, so not so much stitchy wise. Oh, I'm excited I found that tea. I forgot to put that in the bag. So when we were away last week, I did a few charity shops, went to Abercan, did some car boot sales. Didn't get anything in the car boots. There was this man was selling some hardanger kits, and they were really, really old kits, and what they were beautiful, but he wanted £5 each for them, and they were tiny. They were like really small ones, and I thought, no, I'm not. And I thought, I can't be bothered bartering. I don't like it that much. I'll just leave it. Yeah, because it was not worth £5 on a car boot sale, definitely not. So this is really cute. I went to a charity shop and I found it must have been a free gift from Needlecraft magazine once upon a time. And they're little notelets with samplers on. I think they're absolutely adorable. Let me get one out and show you. So this is like the sampler from Elizabeth Willits, age 11, dated 1806. Below the religious verse, worked in black silk, there are two large birds perched on branches, sewn in bright colours. There are also several small flowering plants and bowls of fruits, and a border composed of stylised carnations. These motifs appear quite frequently on samples of the period, but the finely worked birds are unusual, as they are better drawn and less conventional in form than was normal at that time. So, yeah, I think there's two different designs. There's that one by Elizabeth Willits, and then there's this one by Mary Diggle. Now, that's a proper northern name, Diggle, so I reckon she came from Oldham or Rochdale, like me. So these are really sweet as well. So if you do ever get any happy mail from me, then you might find yourself getting one of these. So yeah, that was a nice little find. That was only £1. And then from another charity shop, my boyfriend spotted this, and I saw that go for quite a bit of money a few weeks ago on eBay, so I thought I'll have that. Julie Hasler's Native American cross stitch, and there's some amazing things in it. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that Native American is my usual go-to style, but I think because I've been getting very creative with colour and stuff at the moment, then some of these really stand out in here. And I've definitely got my eye on stitching this one, End of the Train. I just think, I don't know if you can see it very well there actually, but I think that's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a nice picture. So yeah, watch this space. Once I've got through all the other 500 things I'm trying to do, then I might actually start stitching some things from that. So alongside the charity shops, I also popped into Abercan to buy lots of things that I didn't necessarily need but wanted. So let me just pop them out the bag. Oh, forgot about that. I keep seeing things that I've forgotten about. That's always a good thing. There we go. I think that's everything. So I bought some DMC needles. Shall I tell you why I bought these? Because I took that little kit with me from Cross Stitch magazine. No, from the World of Cross Stitch magazine. Then of course I realised that they don't put needles in anymore. So I had to go and get some needles. I then got this very cute little pocket tin box to put. You can put pins in there or something, or I might pop some needles in, but I just liked it. It's got this really nice little pattern around the side and 3 little puffins on top. So that cheered me up no end. And of course I realised I'd forgotten to take any scissors, so any excuse to buy some new scissors. I picked up some little fairy ones. I think I've got them in green and purple already, these fairies, so I've not had a blue one yet. So my collection of fairy scissors is obviously growing. And then I got some black Ada because I've wanted some of this for ages, and whenever I go to Hobbycraft or somewhere I can only ever find navy blue, and I wasn't lucky enough to get any of the stuff from Aldi when it was out. So I would like to stitch some sunflowers on that. So if anyone knows of any good patterns, then please send them my way. That'd be really good. And then I got some really nice fat quarters. I'm not going to open them out because they're nicely sealed up and I can keep them nice and neat. But this one has got little octopuses on it, and considering I've just bought that, what's it called? Emma Condon book, the Natural World one. I honestly can't remember the name. You know exactly what I mean. The Emma Condon book. I just think this would go really nicely with some of the designs. And then I picked up this, and I'm cross with myself because I wish I'd gone to see if there was more of it. Because if you remember, I showed you I've got the black work Tudor Queens to do, Henry VIII's Queens. I think they would look amazing with this behind them, like backed onto padded foam or something. So I really want to try and get some more of this fabric now. But I don't have an Abercan down here, so I'm going to have to see if I can convince my mother-in-law to go back and have a look. So that is everything for me here that I have shown you. That is all. I say all. I've done quite a lot, to be fair. It's not all stitching, but I think by now you know that this is a bit of a multi-craftual channel, and it's a very creative space. So my plans for this week, it completely depends on when I get home and what time I get home. So I will be carrying on with my Haid and carrying on with the Barrel Cook. I think as far as Mania is concerned, they will be my go-to pieces now this month, and I'll probably do some smalls in between. What I'm thinking, I've just tidied up all my whips and moved them into another room, so I'm going to try and keep just 2 whips at a time in the living room at once and just work on them for as long as possible and put them, because before that I had everything next to me and I never really knew what to get out and do. So I just think if I leave a couple of things, then they're the ones that I'll be picking up. And I absolutely love the Haid at the moment, so I'm going to keep going on that. I'd love to see that evolve and get nice and bigger. Art creation wise, I'll do whatever I fancy doing. I'll continue knitting, and that'll be me. So I'll do another video probably a week on Monday again, try and get back into the Monday rhythm of things. But it totally depends on if all these roadworks and things are finished and if I can actually get home at a decent hour, because leaving the house at 6:30 in the morning and getting home at 8 o'clock when I'm only paid from 8 till 4 isn't really much of a joy. But there you go, that is that. So in London next week, everything is going to be reopening a little bit more again. We'll be able to sit inside cafes and things as well. So I am very much looking forward to that. I had a really nice day out today. We went up to Primrose Hill, did a bit of sketching, went and got juice, and then on the way back down, they were right. I thought they were from London Zoo. They had macaws out in flight, the big colourful parrots, but my friend tells me that they're not from the zoo, they're just people's pets, but I'm honestly not too sure. But they were very colourful, and I have put some pictures of them on my Instagram as well if you want to check those out. And I really want to do something creative with those macaws sometime this week. And I think that is all I've got to share with you then today. So in the meantime, keep smiling, keep stitching. Thank you so much for your support on this channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done already. And for those of you that are still following me from the beginning, 1 year later, then I am super grateful. There will be a giveaway to come, and that's all I have today. Keep smiling, keep stitching. See you next week. Bye.